Good morning. As you look out your window today, you might notice a world transformed by a fresh blanket of snow. Across the country, millions are waking up to a winter wonderland, but also to the challenges that come with it. This weekend, two powerful winter storms swept from the Four Corners region across the Midwest to the Great Lakes, impacting millions. These storms didn't just bring snow, they brought biting winds, freezing rain, and a dramatic drop in temperatures, creating a complex weather event that stretched across thousands of miles. As the storms moved east, they disrupted travel, work, and school plans for families and businesses alike. Airports saw long lines and delayed flights, while school districts scrambled to announce closures or switch to remote learning. It's a powerful reminder of how interconnected our weather truly is, and how a single storm system can ripple through our daily routines. A storm that starts in Colorado can delay flights in Chicago and create hazardous roads in Michigan the next day. Truckers, commuters, and emergency crews all have to adapt quickly, working around the clock to keep people safe and goods moving. Understanding these systems helps us prepare, not just for shoveling snow, but for broader impacts on daily life. From stocking up on groceries to checking on neighbors, preparation is key. Even simple steps like salting sidewalks or making sure your car is winter-ready can make a big difference. Snow totals ranged from a light dusting in some areas to over a foot in others, affecting a huge swath of the country. Some communities saw record-breaking accumulations, while others faced icy conditions that made travel treacherous. The variety in snowfall highlights just how unpredictable winter weather can be. Winter storms are beautiful but bring real risks, which is why preparation and alerts matter. From slippery roads to power outages, it's important to stay informed and take warnings seriously. Emergency crews and meteorologists work tirelessly to keep us updated and safe. In this video, we'll track the storm's path, break down snow totals, explain weather alerts, and share practical safety tips. We'll also look at how technology and forecasting help us stay one step ahead of the weather, so you can make the best decisions for your family. So, grab your coffee, settle in, and let's dive into the forecast together. Whether you're a snow lover or just trying to stay warm, we'll help you understand how this winter blast unfolded and what it means for the days ahead. Stay tuned for what you need to know to stay safe and ready, because when winter weather strikes, a little preparation goes a long way. Our story begins in Colorado, where the first major winter storm of the season swept across the state, dumping over a foot of snow in the mountains. The high country was transformed overnight, with thick blankets of white covering every peak and valley. Pine trees stood heavy with fresh powder, and mountain cabins looked like scenes from a snow globe, nestled quietly beneath the weight of winter's arrival. Down in the cities, the snowstorm was just as dramatic. Denver awoke to a world turned white as snow blanketed neighborhoods, parks, and busy streets. The city's familiar skyline was softened by the falling flakes, and the usual morning bustle slowed to a crawl as residents took in the wintry transformation. For ski resorts, the storm was a welcome gift. Fresh powder meant eager skiers and snowboarders flocked to the slopes, ready to carve the first tracks of the season. But while the resorts celebrated, road crews faced a different challenge. They worked around the clock, plowing highways and mountain passes, battling blowing snow and icy conditions to keep vital routes open for travelers and emergency vehicles. For local residents, the storm was a reminder that winter's grip was tightening. Shovels and snowblowers came out in force as families dug out driveways and sidewalks. Neighbors helped each other clear paths, and the sound of scraping shovels echoed through quiet, snow-laden streets. For many, it was both a chore and a tradition, an annual ritual that marks the true arrival of winter in Colorado. The storm didn't just bring beauty, it brought disruption. School delays and closures rippled across the region, as buses navigated icy roads and parents braced for tricky commutes. Traffic slowed to a crawl, and everyone was reminded of the respect these storms demand. For some, it meant a day off. For others, a test of patience and winter driving skills. But this was just the opening act. As the first system moved through, it gathered even more moisture and energy, setting the stage for what was coming next. Meteorologists watched closely as new clouds built on the horizon, signaling that Colorado's winter story was far from over. The cold air left behind by the first storm was crucial. It primed the region for a second, even stronger system. Temperatures dropped sharply, freezing the landscape and locking in the snowpack. Fields and forests glistened with frost, and the air itself seemed to crackle with anticipation. Think of it as a 1-2 punch. The first storm cools everything down, laying the groundwork for what's to come. The calm after the storm was deceptive, as residents braced for round 2. The second storm arrived swiftly, bringing even more snow. Fresh flakes piled on top of the existing snowpack, deepening drifts and adding to the winter wonderland. For some, it was a chance to enjoy more powder days. For others, it meant more shoveling and more challenges. This pattern, a rapid succession of storms, is classic for winter in the Rockies. It's a reminder of how quickly conditions can change and how these mountains shape the weather for the entire region. As the system moved east, it signaled bigger impacts ahead for states downwind of Colorado. Colorado's snowy scenes were just the beginning of a much larger weather story. The state's mountains and valleys set the stage for storms that ripple across the country, affecting millions. Next, the storm heads for the Midwest, carrying with it the energy and moisture gathered in Colorado's high country and promising more winter drama for the heartland. As the second storm moved into the Midwest, it brought a widespread but lighter snowfall, mostly 1 to 3 inches. Roads turned slick, and cities woke up to a fresh coat of white, but it wasn't a paralyzing blizzard. Even a little snow can make travel hazardous, especially on bridges and overpasses. The storm spread out over the flat Midwest, so snow totals stayed low and moved through quickly. For most, it was a typical winter day, just enough to remind everyone to stay alert. But this was only a transition. The real action was still ahead as the storm tapped into Great Lakes moisture. The cold air from Colorado set the stage for heavier snow as the system approached Wisconsin and Michigan. The Midwest's dusting was just a preview of what was coming next. When storms hit, you'll hear about winter weather alerts. But what do they mean? Issued by the National Weather Service, these alerts warn when winter weather could cause real problems. A winter storm watch means severe weather is possible soon. Time to prepare. A winter storm warning means dangerous conditions are happening or imminent. Best to stay home. A winter weather advisory signals less severe, but still tricky, conditions. Use extra caution. These alerts help families and road crews get ready, not just by warning, but by empowering smart decisions. For places like Milwaukee and Marquette, these warnings were a critical heads-up to stock up and stay safe. Next time you see an alert, take it seriously. It's your best tool for staying ahead of the storm. Meteorologists work hard to keep you informed, so listen and stay prepared. Over the Great Lakes, the storm intensified dramatically, producing the heaviest snow totals seen so far this season. As the system moved in, it collided with the unique geography and climate of the region, setting the stage for a truly memorable winter event. Cold air sweeping down from Canada met the relatively warmer lake waters, giving the storm a powerful moisture boost. Think of it as a turbocharge for snowfall. This temperature contrast is what fuels the infamous lake effect, turning the Great Lakes into snow-making machines. Michigan's Upper Peninsula saw 3 to 5 inches, but in some spots, totals climbed even higher. Meanwhile, a narrow band stretching from Green Bay to Alpena braced for 5 to 8 inches, with some isolated pockets reporting even more. The snow piled up quickly, blanketing everything in sight. Heavy, wet snow made travel nearly impossible, turning roads into slippery, treacherous paths and threatening widespread power outages as tree limbs and power lines sagged under the weight. Emergency crews were on high alert, responding to calls for stranded vehicles and downed wires. For those caught in the heart of the snow band, the weekend meant hunkering down at home, watching the snow pile up outside, and waiting for plows to dig them out. Many families spent hours shoveling just to keep their walkways clear, while others simply watched as drifts grew higher by the hour. The Great Lakes act as a giant snow factory, constantly releasing moisture into the air that turns into intense, localized snowfall. These snow squalls can develop quickly, catching even experienced locals off guard with their intensity. That's why lakeshore communities often get buried under feet of snow, while areas just a few miles inland might see only a dusting. The difference can be dramatic, with some neighborhoods nearly paralyzed, while others go about business as usual. Even for seasoned locals, 8 inches or more is a lot to handle. Shoveling and snowblowing became all-day jobs. For many, it was a test of endurance, as the relentless snowfall seemed to have no end in sight. Road crews worked around the clock, plowing main routes and spreading salt to keep highways open. Their efforts were crucial in keeping communities connected and emergency services moving, even as the snow kept falling. This was the main event, a powerful punch that showed just how much a winter storm can change as it moves across the landscape. In a matter of hours, familiar places were transformed, reminding everyone of the Great Lakes' power to shape the weather and daily life. Snow is tough, but add strong winds and you get real danger, blowing snow and whiteout conditions. In Michigan's Upper Peninsula, gusty winds whipped up fresh snow, reducing visibility to near zero. Whiteouts are disorienting and extremely hazardous for drivers. Sometimes you can't see the road at all. The safest move? Stay off the roads until conditions improve. These winds caused by pressure differences in the storm also made it feel much colder, thanks to wind chill. Even a few inches of snow with high winds can be more dangerous than a calm, heavier snowfall. Blowing snow and wind chill turned this storm into a serious threat, making travel and outdoor activity unsafe. Always check the wind forecast, not just snow totals, before heading out. Let's break down lake effect snow, a unique phenomenon near the Great Lakes. Even after the main storm passes, cold air over warmer lake water creates narrow, intense snow bands. As frigid air moves over the lakes, it picks up moisture, rises, cools, and dumps heavy snow. Sometimes a foot or more in one spot. These bands are unpredictable. One town can be buried while a nearby town sees sunshine. Wind direction determines where the snow falls, making travel conditions change rapidly. That's why driving near the lakes can go from clear to blinding in minutes. The lake effect snow machine can run for days, long after the main storm is gone. It's a powerful reminder of how local geography shapes our weather. The storm's final act, heading east toward the northeast from upstate New York to New England, the system still carries plenty of moisture and cold air, threatening millions with more snow. Exact totals are uncertain. Storm track and ocean interaction could mean heavy snow, rain, or even a bomb cyclone. Forecasters are watching closely for rapid intensification, which could bring blizzard conditions and coastal flooding. Now's the time for Northeast residents to prepare. Check your emergency kits, and stay tuned to local forecasts. This storm has evolved at every stage, impacting each region differently. The Northeast is next. Be ready for whatever winter throws your way. The storm's journey isn't over yet. Above all, safety comes first when winter weather hits. If officials say stay off the roads, listen. Home is the safest place during a storm. Prepare your car with gas and an emergency kit, blankets, water, snacks, flashlight. At home, have enough food, water, and medications for at least 3 days, plus flashlights and warm blankets. Never use generators or grills indoors. Carbon monoxide is deadly. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly or those living alone. Knowing the forecast lets you make smart choices. Work from home, pick up kids early, or stock up before the snow falls. Winter storms are part of life, but with preparation and respect, you can stay safe and comfortable. Stay warm, stay informed, and we'll keep watching the weather for you. That's your winter storm update. Stay safe out there.